guys, in the last videos we already covered the steps to integrate Google Sheet API with the Spring Boot, and we also learned how to create new Google Sheet and how to retrieve the data from the Google Sheet, right? And in this video, and this video will be probably a last video of this series. In this video we will cover two steps. The first step is to give access to the new users, and users should get an email notifications. So whenever we are going to create new Google Sheets, at that time we will allow some new users to access the same sheet. This is what we have to cover in this video, right? And we have already done these implementations, right? Like creation, retrieval of data from the Google Sheet. So to give access to the new user, to shoot an email to the new users, in that case we have to cover few steps only. We have already created this endpoint. So here in this request, first we have to add this part, like this request, right? So list of email address we will give as a input, as a request. So whatever the emails we are mentioned at the time of request, those emails like should get notifications about the newly created Google Sheet, right? And the next thing is here, like since we have to give access to the new users, in that case till now we have only covered the Google Sheet API related functionality. But if we have to if we require to give like access to new users, and if we are allowing new user to get the email notifications, in that case we have to add Google Drive. We have to enable Google Drive as well, right? So Google Drive API and the Google Sheet API, these are two different APIs. Google Drive API is a file store API. It just has control over the file themselves. It can actually edit them. But Google Sheet API gives you access to edit the content of a sheet, right? So for this, first of all, we have to add one dependency over here, as we have already added these dependencies for from the Google Documents. So another dependencies we have to add over here is related to Google Drive, right? So let's go to this Maven repository. Here we require this dependency, and this is actually mentioned in the Google documentations. So we have to add this dependency, right? It's already copied. I'm just adding, sorry, right? So once this dependency is added, we have to verify two things. Like after adding these permissions, we have to also verify in the scope as well. Like as we have already created the Google credentials in the first video, right? So here we have to verify the scopes. Without having scopes, we cannot we cannot access the, we cannot even utilize this Google Google Doc related functionality. So here we have to check the scopes first. Save and continue. So here add or remove scopes, we have already added this one, Google Sheets API auth drive. Yes, so this is required actually. So we have already added this Google Drive dot file. I think we should add drive dot file, this one. Okay, so this one I'm adding. This is required. Save and continue. Save and continue. Done. So right, so hard drive and hard drive.file, these two scopes are required in this flow. Right, so we have already already added these scopes and their dependencies are already in place. Now we have to do few changes over here in the create Google Sheets API. We have already added this part, right? Like, this is a method to create a Google Sheet. Here we will add our steps: assign permissions and email notifications. So same way as we have this get sheet service, same way we have to get the drive service object, right? So for this, I'm just adding the same thing over here. Drive, that is for sheets, and this is for drive. Drive service, right? Drive service. Mm, drive service, new drive builder. Okay, let me refresh the project first because I'm not able to refresh it. Because we have added this depend dependencies, so we need to refresh the project first. Done. Right. Get sheet service. Okay, the same thing we have to apply for drive as well. Let's change it for drive. Now I'm getting imports here. I'm just changing the name over here. Get drive service, and this should be drive service. Sorry, drive service, and this should be drive, right? And this should be drive service. Okay, now same way as we utilize this get sheet service, same way we will utilize this get drive service here. Get drive service, get drive service, right? So this is our request here. In the request we will get list of emails, and here we can simply apply email address. We have one permission object over here, permission class. Set type Let me import first model. What is the type over here? Type is user, and the set role is writer. These are the permissions. User should have writer role dot set email address. Wait. Now drive service permissions have this methods create spreadsheet. We have already object. We need to pass this spreadsheet id. So this spreadsheet should have these permissions, and we can also send the notification. This should be true, and set email message. So here you can say beginner. We can add any message over here. Drive testing Google Sheet permission testing, right? Dot execute. We need to add try catch, I guess. Yes. Right. And here I'm just adding one null check code. It should not be empty. Otherwise we'll get null pointer exceptions. Not good. Right. I think we can now test the functionality. Let's open the Postman. We have already this 8009 to create sheets. We run the application first. Google API integration applications. The application is started. Now I just need to gather first few main payment data. Okay. So here we have these two bodies. I'm just adding what is the request name here? Sorry. Google Sheet detail. Emails. Okay. I'm just adding Beginner-Techies. What's the email here? Beginner.techies 1@gmail.com. We can add multiple email address over here with comma separated. Here I'm adding only one email. Save this. What is the error here? It's breaking. You are currently running with version 2.0 Epic. You need okay, you need at least version 1.15 of Google API client to run version 1.2. Okay, let me check here. 1.25 I'm running. Okay, so the version should be downgrade first. Let me use this another versions. Yes, this. See, refresh first. It's already refreshed, right? Let me start it. Application is started. Let's run it. Again, we have error. Required param field must be specified. Somewhere something is getting failed. Okay. Google API tilde.java 145 drive. Okay. I have added permissions already. Let's debug this once. Permission here. Okay. Drive, get drive service. What is that? The drive service. Okay. Mm, let's debug this first. This part is already done, I believe. Right? We got this drive service. Okay. Here the permission object is okay. User type. Required parameter file ID must be specified. File ID. File ID we have already passed over here. Okay, okay. Create. I think we are doing something wrong over here. Let's do again. Right, so now we are able to get the response here, a spreadsheet ID and a spreadsheet URL. Probably like the mistake was, here we are using the wrong object. The actual response object is created response. So from this we have to get the spreadsheet id, but we were using spreadsheets. So this was the mistake earlier, right? So now we are able to fix that, and we are getting the response as well. Let's see this. Hmm. Even we can let me check the email first. Okay, here we have some errors. The email is not generating. 403. Okay, so there is some Google API PC error info. Service disabled. Okay, Google Drive API has not been used in project. Cool. So the issue is we have to enable this Google Drive API, right? So let us first do this. We need to enable Google Drive API as well. We missed that one, so that is why we are facing this email notification related issues. Google Drive. Where is Drive API? Sheet API, BigQuery, service usage, cloud storage, 100. Yes. Drive. Google. Should. Here we have Google Drive API. We need to enable this one. Enable this. Now Google Drive API is also enabled. I believe we will not get any other issues now. Let's see that. Okay, we got the response. Let's check the email. Beginner-Techies. I got the notifications. I got this notification. Beginner-Techies shared a spreadsheet. Beginner.techies 12 at the gmail.com has edit this following spreadsheets. I'm just opening this. I love system design. So here what we required, we got that. So this series I have explained everything from the like I have just split the I have I have just break the complete API integration into a small task. The first was is to create a Google account, Google API account. Then the second step was to create a Springboard project, and the third step was to create like to integration of a Google Sheet, and fourth step was to create and update the records into the Google Sheet. And this is the last video where we learn how to uh, give the access to the new users, and how to send the notification to the new user. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.